Welcome to my winter 2-point museum submission. So for the holidays, I've decided to use I used the pointy peaks as a base for the museum. So at the entrance, I've decorated with candy cane baubles as the shape of the rooms right there, and the ice rink. There's an ice rink selling hot chocolates and gingerbread, which are mod items which I'll be using a lot for this museum with the help of Sean B and such. So I've made a Christmas tree floor with the ruby and the Everwiener tree from the limited time holiday. And there's the presents with carrying some sort of, goods. There's a stone masked tail in the statue. There's Santa's workshop. Well, one of them anyway. I decided to purpose the fantasy exhibits with the geodes processing machines into a part of the workshop of Santa. And here's the holiday cabin. Here's the winter cabin for guests to stay in. There's a playground with all sorts of interactive exhibits such as the Ghost Duster and the Gift Giver, which is also a holiday exclusive item. And there's a bit of arcade cabinets on the left side there, and some supernatural exhibits to indicate, maybe that it's been worn down a bit. Maybe they could be seen as presents for Christmas. And the chicken statue, fireplace, sitting by the fireplace. Maybe Santa can sit there. There's a light. And here is the dragon cave, used to represent a dragon family spending the holidays together. And yeah, put in some gifts, some statues, and a sword and war turf to indicate that, fallen adventurers that came in to interrupt their, family time together. Right over here, we got a winter forest with a frozen bug, the Aurora Borealis tree, and a frozen beehive to indicate the winter season. Well, because everything's frozen in there, and decided to use a chili plants. Over there's some Yetis, that are the residents of said forest. And there's also a candy cane room there, used, that are decorated. There's the toy shop. That's one of the many toy shops that are spread around the museum that are run by the elves, which are the assistants. With the supernatural exhibits, I decided to paint it as like a neighborhood for the village, which is a lot of the industrial age spirits and some of the dark ages. Usually like a kingdom. It's, sometimes Christmas can be a bit of a fantasy setting. Right there in the So basically the spirit poltergeist rooms are used as a representation of the houses. Right here is the aquarium, which is used to host cold water fish. Is most notably the bobblefish, which is also one of the holiday exclusive exhibits. Over there, we got the copy blight plant and the spring-on plant. Even though they're in they require hot climates, I do feel like they can also fit into the wintry vibe of the winter forest. And there's a rundown ancient fabricator there to add to the vibe. There's also another evergreen wiener tree winter version where they're just add onto the Christmas tree. As shown there, there's a candy cane exhibits right over there. Over here you have the park, sort of the park area, which is actually a pathway, but here you can see the terrarium of the Arctic animals from the Zooseum. Over there, here's Santa's workshop, which contains a lot of some of the toys that are made, such as, well, dice, magical dice, some gemstones, or probably some cake as well, if you want. The classic science exhibits are used to represent some of the machinery that are used to make the toys. I also used the chocolate wallpaper, which is a modded item, as you know, to represent the sugar, since candy is often a Christmas staple, and the Mad Library floor from the Vampire Survivors collab is kind of like resembles like graham crackers or cookies, so that's something that I've used a lot in some of the indoor rooms. There's a train over there which represents the Polar Express, which is from a CG movie, Holiday, which is a holiday movie. Outdoors, you'll see a lot of the Arctic animals, except for the capybaras, which can fit anywhere. I thought they make a good fit anyway, since a lot of people love them. The festive jumpers and the woolly jumpers are obviously representative of of a lot of the Christmas sweaters that people tend to wear at parties. This terrarium building is a cabin that houses a lot of these terrarium animals. Right near one of the entrances, there's a fireplace where guests can sit and relax and buy some chocolates and milk from the vending machines right across the room. And here's another one of those gift shops where they can buy a souvenir to take home from their trip to museums, which is also one of the toy shops. On the outside here is all the interactive exhibits that form a playground, and where the people can, have fun and unwind in this cold Christmas season, spend time with their families, and have the kids play on the slide swings and the rocking seats, animals, all that stuff. Yeah, and that's dungeon room 2 for the, to add to the excitements. And that's pretty much it.